custom color palettes are pretty easy to use. First you open up your color chooser and then you click on the configure button. This ship's already got some custom colors adjusted in it, but it doesn't matter, it's all the same. So on the current tab, current stands for what you're actually looking at and working on. So it's the ship that's behind this window. If you need to see that, you can hit the hide button and then it hides the palette so that you can see the ship and adjust things with the sliders. So let's pick the dark color first and then I'll hide that. And now we've got 6 sliders. There are actually 2 different groups of 3 sliders each. The top one is hue, saturation, value, and the bottom one is red, green, blue. They act differently, but they all adjust the exact same colors. So for instance, I'm working with the dark colors, so value is pretty low. Value stands for dark to light. As you can see, if I adjust it, it goes from dark to light. And saturation adjusts the saturation of the color. The further down you go, the more gray and white it ends up being. The further higher you go, the more solid color it becomes. So if we do value and saturation to maximum, you've got now the purest, brightest of that color that you can get. If you want that color to be even brighter, you reduce the saturation and introduce more white, so that color becomes more and more faded to white. It's the way to get it like really bright light blue there. And a hue slider lets you adjust the actual base color. So if you slide this around slowly, you can see that we're adjusting between reds. Oops, bring the saturation up. Okay, so reds, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and then back to red again. It's actually a slight bit different red from 0 to 100, ever so slightly. But it's pretty much the same. So you can adjust colors this way with just the top 3. The top 3 are very helpful because if you've got a color you like this blue, and you just want to make it more gray, you can reduce these and you get more of a gray blue. So if you're trying to do it with the red, green, and blue sliders, you have to adjust both the red and the green to get the colors, and it's a little more cumbersome just to lighten or darken a specific color, because as you can see, if I adjust the value, it adjusts all red, green, and blue in a scale, so it's going from real down low to all the way higher. And so this slider is easier to do for that. But if, like for instance, this blue is not really blue, it's got a little bit of purple in it, I could reduce some of the red out of it and get a little bit more of a blue turquoise color. So if I reduce some of the green, now it's even more blue, and a little more blue. And so you're going to fine tune it with the red, green, and blue. It's kind of preference which way you want to go. I use both, just depending on the situation. So that's how you adjust a single color. And we've totally screwed up the black, so I'll just reduce that back down, remove the saturation and value, and now it's more of a black blue. There we go. So what do we do when we want to create like a scale color, say this blue scale I have? Well, first let's first switch it to kind of something obvious. We'll go for green. And now we can copy this one and paste it up here and just make it a little bit brighter. So it's a brighter green. And if we want to go with a slightly darker green, then we adjust the value down and we get a little darker green. So that's what copy and paste. It's pretty nice. You can paste all these however you want. And you can also do multiple by holding shift and select a bunch of them, and then copy those and then paste them over here. Or if you want some of these, you can paste them there. Want to do more grayscales, you can really screw things up and get a whole palette how you want. You can also do like a square. Oops, I didn't copy that. So copy and paste that square of colors there. So if you want to copy them, all of them, you can select all of them, copy, and then let's paste it over here on tab 3. So now tab 3 is that color set. So if we want to restore tab 1, we can apply that to the current, and now all that mess that I did is reverted back to what was on number 1. And it's pretty much the gist of the custom color tool. This information button is kind of useless after a while. You don't really need that. If there's anything you don't like in a color, you can adjust it by specifically tweaking these sliders how you'd like, and that way you can fully eliminate pink if you don't like pink. So anyways, that's pretty much how you use the custom color palette tool.